You think you are just looking at a household nuisance, a tiny intruder stealing a crumb from your quiet patio. You are not. You are staring directly at a masterclass in psychological perfection, a creature entirely immune. They are completely immune to the human disease of overthinking. Look closely at how they move across the warm. Notice the microscopic hesitation, the rapid tapping of their delicate antennae on the paving stones of garden. They are not wandering aimlessly through the dirt. They are reading a highly complex chemical landscape around. This intricate chemical landscape is invisible to the human eye. Each step is deliberate, tethered exclusively. They are tethered exclusively to the present millisecond. When two ants meet head-on, they pause for a moment. They tap their antennae together for precisely 1 second. There are no erratic movements, just a data exchange. There is no lingering regret about the morsel of food they dropped yesterday, and absolutely no paralyzing fear. They have no anxiety about the impending rainstorm tomorrow. They exist in a pure, unadulterated forward state. In our modern human world, we call this elusive state mindfulness, a psychological pinnacle we spend many years. We spend decades trying to achieve this through meditation. For the humble worker ant traversing your backyard. For the tiny worker ant, this is simply the baseline of existence. When two ants meet on the long garden trail, they engage in a rapid, highly sophisticated exchange of tactile information. They cross their antennae swiftly. They cross their antennae for a fraction of a second, assessing cuticular hydrocarbons, a unique chemical trace. This unique chemical fingerprint tells them everything they need to know. It is a perfect, frictionless moment. There is no ego involved, no social anxiety, no lingering doubts about how they were perceived by the other ant. They share the vital data, and they immediately move forward. To truly understand this profound sense of peace, we must look deeply into the breathtaking architecture of their nervous system. Modern humans possess a hyperactive default mode network, the specific brain region responsible for reflection. It is responsible for past rumination and, ultimately, our deepest depressive spirals. We are cursed entirely. We are biologically cursed by our own intelligence to constantly narrate and critique our own complicated lives. The ant, however, possesses roughly 250,000 neurons. Compared to our staggering biology, compared to our 86 billion neurons, it seems entirely insignificant. Yet, this minimalist brain design, this brilliant neurological minimalism is their greatest evolutionary triumph. They operate without a default ego. There is absolutely no concept of the individual self in the ant's consciousness, only the collective survival. This is the ultimate, pristine expression of eusociality. Evolutionary biologists refer to an ant colony as one. They refer to it not as a collection of separate individuals, but as a singular, highly efficient superorganism. The individual worker ant is akin to a single, firing brain cell within a vast, subterranean, and ancient mind. When they forage through your flower beds, they are executing a flawless algorithm of a vast swarm intelligence. They utilize complex positive feedback loops of volatile pheromones to optimize their exact paths effectively. They optimize their paths with astonishing mathematical precision. Back in 1959, a true pioneer. It is a brilliant mechanism of indirect coordination, where the chemical trace left in the physical environment. This chemical trace directly stimulates the next necessary action of the colony. They do not need any meetings. They do not require motivational speeches, and they absolutely do not secrete cortisol, the toxic stress marker. Instead of dopamine-driven reward loops that leave humans constantly craving more, their unique neurochemistry. Their neurochemistry is driven by octopamine, keeping them in a steady, alert, and entirely peaceful, calm state. He defined flow as a state of complete, unwavering immersion in an activity, a beautiful psychological triumph. It is a moment where the ego falls completely away and time distorts beautifully. The ant does not seek a flow. The ant does not need to actively seek the flow state. The ant simply embodies the flow state every single day. Their relentless diligence is not born of a frantic, modern hustle culture or a desperate, exhausting ambition. They have no desperate need to prove their self-worth to society. It is a pure, absolutely frictionless energy. It is a pure alignment with the kinetic energy of the natural universe. And this is exactly why their quiet presence in your garden is not a nuisance, but a profound, deeply healing gift for your tired mind. When you step out onto your porch in the late afternoon, utterly exhausted by the relentless modern work demands, you are exhausted by endless digital notifications and the crushing weight of modern societal expectations now. You look down and see them. They are a living, breathing reminder that the vast universe does not require fear. The universe does not require your constant anxiety to function properly. They have survived mass extinctions. They survived the slow shifting of ancient continents and the dramatic rise and fall of many human empires now. They did all this without experiencing a single moment of existential dread. They ask absolutely nothing of you. They do not judge your daily productivity, they do not care about your bank account, and they are indifferent. They are completely indifferent to your perceived life failures. When you take a mindful moment to observe them, to truly observe their synchronized, silent, and beautiful ballet across the rough edge of a terracotta clay pot, something magical happens in your own complex biology. Your rapid heart rate begins to beautifully synchronize. It synchronizes with the slow, deliberate, and ancient rhythms of nature. Your parasympathetic nervous system. It finally engages, lowering your blood pressure and calming your breathing. You are borrowing their old peace. Your backyard is not just a piece of property or a chore to be managed. It is a sacred and beautiful sanctuary. By witnessing their perfect, unbothered diligence, you implicitly grant yourself permission to just simply exist.